burning this crock pot already. Hi, it's Christopher Ying. I drew the straw of slow cooker, unfortunately. But you know, I feel like this is applicability to people who don't have access to a grill or somewhere where a slow cooker is the only implement. So I'm gonna change up the cut of meat. Instead of flap steak, I'm gonna use chuck roast. I'm gonna basically just do the same ingredients, maybe in slightly different proportion in a slow cooker, more of a pot roast barbacoa type of situation here than anything else. I had some notion that maybe I would do short ribs that they can then be grilled, whatever. You don't need to hear my filibustering. Let's get into it. Garlic first, which I started mincing here. I was told that slow cooker only means I should make this dish without using any other implements, including a blender, which I was gonna use for this and the salsa, which is a whole nother can of worms. Try to imagine this situation in which you only have a slow cooker. You're in like a dorm room, or you're in where else do you only have a slow cooker? Prison. No. A library. You're in the break room. Oh, you're in the break room of your dead end job. And you're trying to inject a little life into this horror show you found yourself in. So the recipe calls for just half of an onion sliced, but I found these 2 half onions in the fridge. So I'm gonna use both of them. I think it'll make sense also because they'll become more a part of the end result. I don't know how hot a slow cooker usually gets. I sort of think that it might get hot enough that I could actually kind of saute. So this is a little bit of an experiment for me. It's obviously not so hot that I can't touch it, so that's probably not gonna really do what I want it to do. Nope, didn't do anything. Doesn't matter. All right. Do you put like raw food into a slow cooker? Is that what a slow cooker does? All right, Gabby's nodding her head yes. I don't know anything about slow cookers, guys. That's called for some spring onions. We've got some scallions here. I'm gonna save the tops and whites. Hold on to those. It called for cilantro in the marinade. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use cilantro stem. Cilantro stem, which I know DC loves too, is full of uses, and braising is one of them. But I always put cilantro stem in my dumpling filling. 2 serrano chilies. I think I should bust up this meat. A little apple cider vinegar. Worcestershire sauce. Mexican oregano, which in this container bears a startling resemblance to other things. Get that shake in there. You know what I'm talking about. Cumin, smoked paprika. I'm gonna save cilantro. I'm gonna save lime for the end, I think. Because it's got like, the lime has sort of like a tenderizing, protein annihilating feature in the marinade, but I don't think it's necessarily gonna be a part of this. All right, I'm gonna put fresh orange juice in. Biru. I don't want this to taste like chili, so I'm not gonna do, as in like chili dogs. So I'm not gonna do a ton of beer. But I think that's basically the whole story. I feel like I just made chili. But it's okay. We'll see how it goes. Salsa, taquero salsa. Basically the way that Bricia instructs to make this is to fry each kind of individual component and then blend them together. I've noticed that I can't fry anything in these because they don't get really hot enough. Let's see if we can, I've not lost faith in this crock pot as a cooking vessel. But boy, do these things really put the slow in slow cooker. I really want this oil to get hot so that I could actually fry things in it, but I don't know if it'll work. Bricia's recipe is to sort of fry the chilies, fry the serranos, fry the tomatillos, or cook the tomatillos in water, I believe. It's kind of like a cooked salsa that gets blended up. I'm not supposed to use a blender, so I'm gonna see if this is like this can sort of just like melt into a salsa. It's kind of shimmering, I don't know. Maybe it'll fry stuff. I'll do some other things while I'm waiting. So this is like a pound of tomatillos. I'm going to kind of do them small, I think. Small-ish. The lazy man's small. This is the moment I've been putting off, which is when I throw some chilies in here and hope for them to sizzle, and they just don't do anything. Bunch of chili de árbol. This is what I was afraid of. Okay, we'll let those hang out. Well, I chopped these ones. If I could do this all over, which I kind of can, I would soak these in hot water, which I will. Come back here, chilies. Because one of the steps that I really appreciated about this recipe is just frying everything in that same oil, so the oil is basically infused with everything. We'll soak these and soften them, and then I'll use this water as my liquid. In with these. Onion, I'm going to, I think, just because this recipe now with the crock pot of it all, this recipe now lacks anything like fresh and vibrant. And I touched my head after touching these chilies and my face is all hot now. So I'm gonna save the onion for the end, just for a little bite of crunch, a bite of freshness. Whew, my forehead's really on fire. I'm gonna let this go while this soaks for a minute, and then I'm going to hack these up, toss them in there with the water, and then we'll have our salsa. Oh, look at this guy was just hanging out here, just sneaky little Serrano chili, waiting to be added. Before I finish this salsa, do a quick check-in on our slow cooker carne asada, just for fun. Can you see this on the overhead? I don't know how slow a cooker can be, but this is slow. We've made some progress. The meat is getting to that nice gray color that everybody finds so desirable. This meat is basically getting old rather than cooking. It's just getting old and gray and withered. So whatever the opposite of the Maillard effect is happening in there, just so you know. Maybe it'll be done in 3 hours, maybe it won't. In the meantime, let's start another graying process over here. I'm gonna hack up these chilies so that they don't have to quite break down as much. One thing that this is gonna really lack, as I'm thinking about this, is that nice sort of toastiness of frying everything, which I think is gonna be pretty crucial to this tasting good. But I have no access to anything that can toast something. We'll just let that cook until something or nothing happens. And that'll be our salsa. That'll be our carne. I'll see you in 18 hours or something. I don't know.
Many hours later.
All right, so in this pot, I basically took, it's been, what time did we do this? 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. It's been 5 hours, I think. Basically everything that Bricia's marinade called for went in here. The one thing I changed was, obviously, I didn't use flat meat. I didn't use a sort of quick cook steak cut. We went with chuck roast, just big fat chunks of chuck roast. And just cooked it all down into this mess. So it's more, it's more barbacoa and less asada, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately. I think it turned out okay, but it's like the flavors of, at first, I'll be honest, it smelled like I was just making chili, but I think it smells less like chili now. But this has been in this thing very slowly cooking for 5 hours. Honestly, I'm not super mad at this. Let's see if this is like tender. I'm not brokering any peace treaties between nations. No greater understanding of worlds.
This is more like a carne en su jugo situation.
Of course it is. I was going to say the same thing.
Which is
Carne a jugo.
en su jugo. Very northern Mexican, but it's still in the asada realm.
I bet you it's going to taste delicious.
And then this was the salsa. I didn't have the benefit of molcajetes or blenders or anything, so I just sort of depended on it to cook itself into a salsa, which it more or less did.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow, that
Whoa.
looks great.
Yeah.
It just cooked itself into a salsa, kind of. I don't have any char flavor, but it looks okay. It looks like salsa.
Oh, yeah. I'm dead.
It just, I couldn't help it. It needs like a little sugar. Bricia is gonna give me shit about this. I have no way of heating these tortillas up because I'm not supposed to use any stove or anything. I don't know, did these come from Bricia?
Dip it in the crock pot. Yes.
Dip it in the crock pot, motherfucker.
There we go. Yes. Yes.
The benefit of being in a room that's very close to where the commentary is being made is I can hear Dave Chang as though he was right next to me screaming, "Dip it in the crock pot, motherfucker."
Dude, that looks great. That looks great. What are you talking about?
Kind of looks okay, right? I'm not
No,
gonna
it's
lie.
really looks more than
I love
okay.
the agave syrup at the end.
I know, you
Your
gotta-
little look at the camera like.
You gotta give it a little
the
something.
little-
You gotta give it a little something.
This is an actual taco right here, right there.
This honestly is,
This could probably be the best one yet.
you look so sad making this.
I'm just like, but like, it's hard to follow you two, honestly. All
I
right.
love the sweetness at the end.
I love this sweetness at the end. I don't know, guys.
Oh, stop.
I don't know,
You're proud
guys.
of what you've made,
Oh wait, I was supposed to do.
Chris.
You know what this needs? We need a tiny bit of onion. I feel like, right? Like it needs like. There's nothing fresh in any of this stuff.
Maybe just this.
A little cilantro.
What's the meat?
Oh my
Chuck roast.
God.
A super cheap piece of chuck roast.
Chris, you just made carne en su jugo, which comes from the northern part of
Wait, say
Mexico.
it again.
Carne en su jugo. You made a legit carne en su jugo, which comes from the northern part of Mexico, and guess where carne asada is from?
I'm gonna say the northern part of Mexico.
Yes, boy.
I knew that. Of course, Dave and I, we did our PhD on Mexican cuisine.
Hence why you just fucking killed this shit.
This looks like sweet and sour sauce.
You know what I
You
needed?
can take the Chinese boy out of Mexico.
A little too sweet.
It is a little, it got a little too sweet.
You know
I
what you
wanted to
need
take the edge
maybe-
off.
You know what you need? A little bit more of that momofuku restaurant grade.
Yeah. I'll show you.
Restaurant grade, ¿cómo se dice?
Restaurant grade soy sauce.
Soy sauce. No,
It's good.
Chris,
I bet you it looks great.
Is it okay?
No, I did it.
Oh man,
This is
that's
fire.
legit good.
Is it really?
Oh my God. Did this
Just
make
open
this
up something on a street corner.
This is better than like 80% of the 95% of the taco stands out here. And the streets of New York, dude.
This is legit good.
No, but this is really good.
I mean, it's literally just
really
your,
good.
your stuff into
God.
a slow cooker.
Was it really?
I think it really just proves like the versatility
was
of your
it
shit.
like
Yeah.
exactly what it is?
Basically, I mean, like I made like a tiny little addition
What?
here, like maybe more onion just because it was gonna be in this crazy
Yeah.
braise, and then
But legit everything from my recipe?
legit everything else in the recipe into a slow cooker, and you have
Shut
that.
the fuck up.
Yeah, no joke.
That's legit delicious.
I am a fucking certified genius. The beer too?
The beer too. The beer was the liquid, then like a little bit of juice. I maybe left out and then like a lot of lime.
Can I just say that I used to doubt myself, but now you just proved to me that like I'm actually legit. The fact that you created this out of my recipe just shows of my greatness.
Just shows how
And
great
how much
Bricia
of a
is.
better cook I am than David
Just shows
Chase.
how much how great she is. Here's the real thing. Dave was very nice about this. Dave was very nice about my dish. But you can't see him right now because he has moved to the front of the kitchen to eat more of his own food.
It's true.
He was very, very nice about this, not taking that away from him. But he's over there eating his own food right now.
My mom would love this.
Dude, that's actually like pretty good, right? I didn't know this
Yeah,
was
my
good.
recipe's amazing.
It's really good.
I didn't know if it was gonna come out, but it's pretty good.
Whatever.
But you know what? You know what dish with the rice would be great.
Yeah.
Let me get some rice.
Or some momofuku air-dried noodles.
Oh,
Well played.
Heat them up.
It's not sponsored content if it's true.
Hey, but that on rice or noodles would be good. That is 3 versions of carne asada, salsa taquero,
From
asada. Basically, we've all been here to prove
how great of an amazing
the greatness of
Bricia
Bricia and the book. I think it's wild. I think it goes to what you were talking about, Chang, of just like deliciousness across cultures.
Yeah.
People are going to come up with the same ways to find delicious things.
100%.
I think it's also been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can basically have asada without a grill, totally inside, the whole thing you can do. The 2 sickest moves I've seen in a long time were 1, hacking up a grocery bag to use in a tortilla press, and 2, the move we all really loved was that little squeeze of lime, little sprinkle of salt before something hits the grill.
Yeah.
Dave made an entire dissertation on deliciousness, basically.
That just came like a PhD, like took us to school on
He basically proved that Korea and Mexico came from the same people,
But like
same
maybe
ancestors.
you and I are brother and sister.
Yeah, hermano.
100.
I'm your hermano.
And then I cannot take credit for any of the things I liked about my
was gonna
recipe.
say sister, but I couldn't remember that.
You're like,
I am hermano. Soy hermano.
you want to say hermanos?
Hermana.
Hermana.
But like hermanos means brother and sister.
Brother,
Just S. You forgot the S. It's fine. I got it. I got the spirit. Just like you got the spirit of the asada, I got the spirit of your word.
I'm not even part of this family. I'm just the family pero.
Did you feel it? When I said hermana, did you feel the double quotation mark in front and the back?
And then the only moves that I really like from my version of this, I can't even take credit for. 1, the fact that Bricia's recipe is so foolproof that you can just basically throw the whole goddamn thing in a slow cooker and it's still delicious.
No, I feel like I'm gonna do a 3rd book. I'm gonna call it slow cooker. The exact same recipes.
Slow cooker asada. And 2, I did get a big assist from these guys in the other room yelling to heat the tortillas in the liquid. That was a strong move. I appreciate both of them. But that's a wrap on our first in-studio, in-person recipe club.
That like, I was the first.
No, you crushed it though. You
All
crushed
right.
it. Thank you.
Crushed it. I made a tortilla and a
Hermanos!
Hermanos!